Ooh, yeah. It's Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. You're in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, grab a seat. Come on in and hit that light, hit that light. Oh, you're Aunt Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Grab a seat, grab your feet. Let's sip some tea, sip that tea. Entertainment, news, and spirituality. From the culture to the fun, Auntie sets the tone. Sets the tone. With a laugh and a truth, she holds the throne. She holds the throne, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Come on in now. Auntie Mickey's house. Oh, Auntie's house. You're in the house. You know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat, yeah, yeah. Come on in and hit that like, don't forget now. Auntie Mickey's house. She can roast with a smile, drop wisdom too. Break down the headlines, bring it straight to you, baby. Community strong, conversation grown. Grown talk, baby. Auntie Mickey's house, make yourself at home, yeah. Come together, every voice is heard. Every voice, respect the vibe, let's share the word. Oh, yeah. From the jokes to the prayer, she keeps it real, keeps it real. Auntie Mickey's house, that's the deal, baby. Auntie Mickey's house, Auntie's house, oh yeah. Auntie Mickey's house, Auntie's house. On in the house, you know you're in the house. Come on in and grab a seat. Come on in and hit the light. You're at Auntie Mickey's, yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. It's Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie's house. You're in her house. You know you're in her house. Come on in and grab a seat. Come on in and hit that light. Oh, you're at Auntie Mickey's. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Auntie's house. Auntie's house. Grab a seat, drop your feet, let's sip some tea. Sip that tea. Entertainment, news, and spirituality. From the culture to the fun, Auntie sets the tone. With a laugh and a truth, she holds the throne. She holds the throne, yeah. Auntie's house. Oh, Auntie's house. You know you're in a house. Come on in and grab a seat, yeah. Come on in and hit that light. Don't forget Auntie Mickey's. Auntie Mickey's house. Auntie Mickey's house. Oh yeah, yeah. She can roast with a smile, drop wisdom too. Break down the headlines, bring it straight to you, baby. Community strong, conversation grown. Don't talk, baby. Auntie Mickey's house, make yourself at home, yeah. Come together, every voice is heard, every voice. Respect the vibe, let's share the word, oh yeah. From the jokes to the prayers, she keeps it real, keeps it real. That's the deal, baby. Auntie Mickey's house, Auntie's house, oh yeah.
Hey, happy Wednesday, y'all. Happy Wednesday. How's everybody doing? Good to see you guys. Oh my goodness, it's been a long day of nothing. But I'm glad to be in the land of the living anyhow. My grandson just got off the phone with me and he went to the parade today, the Seahawks parade. Oh my God. I don't know if y'all saw them people. Ain't no way in hell I would have been down there. No. Too many people. Way too many people. I can watch it on TV. And even then, I didn't watch the whole thing on TV. I really didn't. I'm just glad they won. But now that the Seahawks is out of the way, they said Savion's supposed to be on the news tonight. I'm trying to see if I can get that clip and show it. But anyway, glad to see everybody here. Hello, Adventurous You. I see you. Hello, Millionaires Cove. Hello, Mr. Phillips. How's it going? Hello, Carmela. There's Barbara. Hello, Barbara. I think my husband's in here somewhere. There's Satin Doll. Hello, Satin. How are you, sweetie? Kathy Mitchell. Hello, Kathy. There's my boo thing. Hey, baby. There's Kendra Roberts. Hello, Kendra. How's it going? Rachel Haynes is in the house. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. We don't have a lot of people here today, which is a good thing. Hey, I'm glad to be here regardless of how many people is in the house. But I'm glad to see my people are here. My kin folks is here. So, I'm sure you saw the title. We got another squatter situation. Oh my God, these squatters. Good grief. Miss Tamika Good. Good Lord. 19-year-old college student. She took over, or should I say, she moved and squatted her ass into somebody's house, but this time it wasn't owned by people. It was owned by the bank because it was under foreclosure. But she moved into a $2.3 million mansion in a very affluent neighborhood in Bethesda, Maryland. Now, ain't that about a blip? Oh, Barbara's trying to get the Powerball tonight. I'm wishing you luck, sweetheart. I'm wishing you luck. Mr. Phillips is feeling under the weather. I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better. But yeah, this girl, Jesus, help us, Lord. These kids, these young people nowadays are different. I'm sorry. I couldn't have imagined back in our day trying to do something like that. It's just off the chain. But these laws that allow it to happen, they got so many loopholes in them that people are able to do this and stay for so long because the wheel of justice turns very, very slowly. Very slowly. So what I did was, to make this night a little easier, I did find another content creator who actually reported on this. And we're going to take a look at this content creator's take on this. I'm sure you guys agree. But, we're breaking down a story that's gone viral nationwide. And this woman was convicted in connection with this $2.3 million Bethesda mansion. And she got a 90-day sentence. She only served 11 days. She posted bail at $500. $500 after being in that house for so long. That doesn't make sense to me. Hello, Dawn. Now that much I don't know. The mortgage was, I'm pretty sure that mortgage was sky high, adventurous. I'm sure that that mortgage had to be, because it was under foreclosure, so they couldn't pay it. But she gonna move her rusty behind in there and squat. That's crazy. So she posted this $500 bail. And it appears as though she's returned to the property. That's nuts. That's nuts. I don't care if this person or if the previous owners were not there in the house. Now imagine you vacate your home because you're under foreclosure. Okay? You vacate your home only for someone else to come slide in there and live rent-free for months. There's something wrong with this. Something's wrong with justice. I think she is a little bit Rachel. She's got to be. Or very, very well privileged. And you do draw your own conclusions. Okay? Because I'm going to show this video. But we're going to break down the legal facts. Oh yeah, she bold as hell. The viral optics behind the visual that you're going to see. And we've got this about 11-minute video from another content creator here on YouTube. I have a Fox News article that has further video in it. I've got an Instagram clip that's attached to that article. And why this story now has national political implications. Because see, my thing is this. You've got state, you've got federal. Some got to give. And considering the fact that our illustrious president is about law and order, make that make sense. Make that make sense. So, let's see. We've got a factual timeline breakdown. Let me see. Put the walk through charges, conviction, 90-day sentence, appeal bond, civil unlawful detainer, and no adverse possession ruling. Okay. Now, before I give full commentary, I want to show you how another content creator went over this. Hello, Cora Banks. How are you, sweetie? So let me share my screen with you. Now this is, I can't pronounce it, Atozy, A-T-O-Z-Y. That's the name of the channel. And he went over this. I think he did a pretty good job. So shout out to Atozy for this information that he basically covered. And we're going to cover it as well. Give me just a second here. Okay. I'm going to make this a big screen so y'all can see it. Oh, it'd be nice though if I press the play button, huh?
This TikTok squatter just spent 9 months living in a $2.3 million mansion, posting TikToks from inside like it was hers, all while arguing she didn't need permission to be there.
Spotlight on Maryland reported in December about two alleged squatters who took over a $2.3 million house in Bethesda. Tamika Good, the squatter and self-described pro se litigation coach, featured the estate in a TikTok video posted on her account just 6 days ago. Good was charged last year with multiple counts of burglary, trespassing, and other crimes associated with her squatter takeover of a multi-million-dollar Bethesda home.
How did
Now, did you hear what they said about another person with her? Oh, okay, Mr. Phillips. I'll check it out. Did you hear what they said? There was another person with her. What is that? Does that ring a bell to you? On that last squatter situation, she had a whole man with her. And this one, so did she. We'll go off into that as well. But we never hear about the dude. It's always the female that's out there making stupid moves. And a dude is sitting there just as complicit. But he's not being dragged all over social media. His name is out there, but you'll never see his picture. You'll never see his face, at least not yet. Hold on just a second. Yeah, optics are very important in this issue.
These people exist. How do you steal someone's house and blatantly brag about it online? Does shame not exist anymore for some people? Like, if she's pulling up in a Porsche, she could afford housing, unless she stole the Porsche as well. But after 9 months of occupying the mansion, Tamika Good was found guilty on all counts of trespassing and breaking and entering.
Pulled up in a Porsche. 19-year-old college student in a Porsche. And pulled up to this mansion as though she owned it. Optics, hun. It's all about optics. That don't look good. It don't look good.
On January 22nd, which, after hearing the full story, it's obvious that that ruling was a long time coming, because for more than 9 months, a mansion in Bethesda, Maryland, one of the wealthiest suburbs outside of Washington, D.C., was being lived in by someone who did not own it and did not rent it, and didn't even have permission to be there. That person was Tamika Good. Tamika describes herself as a pro se litigation coach, which essentially means that she represents herself in legal matters and gives advice to others on doing the same. You know that she would be best friends with the TikTok psychic, because she also loves to destroy her own life and then represent herself in court. But either way, I hope that anyone who watched her content can see how badly representing herself went for her. She basically has a lot of confidence in how well she understands the law and posts about it a whole lot, which I guess some of that confidence might be gone because now she's privated her TikTok. But good.
Yeah, she's privated her TikTok. So I would imagine she's getting a lot of backlash from people because of this stupid move. But she's cocky. She's really cocky. As you'll see later. You'll see what she did later after she was convicted. I mean, I tell you, folks got nerve these days.
It was really active on social media throughout the entire situation. Instead of treating the mansion like a temporary hiding spot, no, she treated it like a backdrop. She posted TikTok videos from the property, filmed inspirational content, and spoke about her legal battles. And in most of these clips, she talks about herself like she's the victim, rather than someone occupying a house without permission. Like, ma'am, you broke into that house. That house is not yours, and you have no lease contract. What are you on about? And one video filmed with the mansion right behind her, she shows off the house less like evidence in a criminal case and more like a prop in a vision board. It was kind of like she was like manifesting living in some mansion, and instead of, providing enough value to society to be rewarded to do so, she just breaks into one and calls it her own. Like, what is going on here? And obviously, just like in most of my videos, her online footprint did her no favors, because prosecutors later pointed to her own videos and posts as evidence that she knew exactly what she was doing by trying to exercise control over the property. In other words, her content helped show the intent. So in court, Good chose to represent herself, awesome. Great move. But I guess at least she followed through with what she posted online. If she's coaching people how to represent themselves in court, if she's not representing herself in court, that's kind of hypocritical. So at least
she considers herself to be a legal consultant of some kind. I had to say that. That's laughable. That is actually pretty laughable. Y'all hit the like button, y'all. We got 25 in the house. I don't know how many likes we have, but I need y'all to start hitting that like button. Whenever I go back and check, I see there's like 3, 4, 5 likes with 40 people in the room. Come on, y'all. This is hard work here. Okay, where's my button?
she's not a hypocrite in that way. I am really reaching to give her some kudos here, but essentially she argued that the ownership of the home was unclear because it was foreclosed on. And she claimed that the absence of a posted no trespassing sign meant that she couldn't be certain that she was doing anything illegal. What do you mean? This is like saying, hey, if you go on vacation, you better put up a no trespassing sign or else Tamika Good might break in and claim your house as her own. What a complete moron. But still, she framed herself like she was being targeted, but people living nearby reported a stranger living in a luxury home, posted online, and refusing to leave. So imagine being one of the neighbors, and then suddenly you scroll past and you find out one of your new neighbors just broke into the house and is now posting on TikTok how they broke into the house and are now living there.
It's funny because it was the neighbors that actually turned her in. Because remember, people didn't live in that house. People didn't actually own the house. It was a foreclosed house, or mansion, I should say. And it's owned by the bank. So maybe that's how she thought she'd get away with it, is that, nobody really, could dispute her. But the neighbors saw her there. They didn't know this woman from Adam. They knew she wasn't supposed to be there. And let's not forget the obvious. She is a black woman in an affluent neighborhood. You think you might not stick out like a sore thumb? You asking for trouble. I'm just saying. That just doesn't make any sense. And we still ain't heard about her dude yet. This happened last month. We're going to get off into that later. And yes, it was snowing outside. There was snow on the ground.
What? It's getting dystopian out here, guys. But basically, at some point last year, Good moved into the home and simply stayed. And the property was vacant and tied up in foreclosure issues, which turned out to be the opening that she needed. And once she was inside, she refused to leave. Neighbors noticed, but months went by and nothing happened. Can you imagine if you lost your home in a foreclosure and you actually leave the property when demanded to, but then randomly some TikToker decides to pull up and just starts living in the property for free? But despite complaints and attempts to get her removed, the situation just kept being treated like a civil matter, not a criminal one, which means there was no immediate eviction, just a slow legal crawl while someone lived full-time in a luxury mansion that wasn't theirs. And what's so ironic is it was 2 months ago, if even, that we covered a similar case in the same area, basically. This is in Bethesda, Maryland. The other case we were covering was I think it was Northwest DC. So
y'all remember that one. Now we can't forget about that one. Can't remember her name off the top, but the DC squatter, this is not too far from where the DC squatter squatted. Except this was in a very affluent neighborhood, unlike the first one.
They're not even that far away from each other. It's a half-hour drive, if even. And obviously, instead of keeping a low profile, she did the opposite. She posted about it a lot. Of course she did, or else we wouldn't be covering it here on this channel. So she filmed a whole bunch of TikToks where the house looked like it was a part of her lifestyle. And according to the people living nearby, the longer this dragged on, the worse it felt. One neighbor later described the ordeal as almost like a year of terror because of how helpless everyone felt watching this play out. Well, the wildest part about this story is this case didn't go forward because of, the bank or the police, but because a 19-year-old college student who lived nearby finally decided to file some criminal charges himself. So Ian Chen lived nearby with his parents when his family realized someone was illegally squatting in a $2.3 million mansion.
Kudos to Ian Chen. I gotta give it to him. 19-year-old man, young man living at home with his parents. He took it upon himself to report this to the police and file charges because he knew something was wrong. Where's all the grown folks at? This kid's 19 years old. I tell you, these young folks is different these days. Some of the old ones are too, to be truthful about it. Shoot.
a few doors down. And they did what I guess you would expect. They called the police. And according to Chen, nothing happened. He later then said that they reached out for help, but were basically told there wasn't much anyone could do. Meanwhile, the person squatting in the house was still there. And Chen said the neighborhood was scared, especially the elderly residents. So instead of waiting for the system to wake up, Chen decided to file criminal charges himself for trespassing and breaking and entering. And the system, very late, finally caught up. So once this all finally made it to court, Good did the whole I don't understand who owned the house thing, which, you know, just because you don't know who lives in a house doesn't mean you can just show up, break in, and live there.
Duh.
Like, again, this is so crazy that there's enough loopholes to be able to do this for 9 months. Like, ma'am, we're not living under a zombie apocalypse. You can't show up to Bill Murray's house and just say, yeah, we're living here now. No, it doesn't work like that. But I guess she just went with that argument anyway, saying that because she didn't know who owned it, she didn't know that she was actually trespassing. And my main question here is, how do people do stuff like this and not live in constant anxiety? Like, ultimate nightmare. You're squatting in this house. Somehow the owner gets the house out of foreclosure. They show up to the house at like 4 a.m. They turn on the lights with you sleeping, and they're just standing there in the doorway staring at you. That is...
I would be pissed beyond pistivity if I vacated a house under foreclosure because I couldn't pay the mortgage, and then some sister girl come moving in there like she's all that. Hell, I'd be like, well, shoot, I could have stayed. I could have stayed a little bit longer. But people try to do the right thing, and this kind of stuff happens. I would be livid as hell. I'm sorry. Absolutely, Anthony. But again, the wheels of justice turn very, very slowly. Very slowly. This is sickening.
Not how I would want to live. I don't care how nice the house is. I am not going to squat in a house that's not mine. Just like 99.999% of the population. And then her other legal defense, like I mentioned previously, was there was no trespassing sign. Like, how would I know? So essentially her whole position is like, well, I wasn't told no, so I can just live there. What kind of entitlement is this? Regardless, prosecutors were dealing with someone who entered a property, changed the locks, lived there full time, and posted about it online, all without any permission. And she failed to appear a few times. So they also had to deal with the case getting dragged on. So the state attorney general said, I know who doesn't own the property, and that's Tamika Good. And I mean, that's fair. She might not have known who owned it, but she for sure knew it was not Tamika Good. But luckily, the judge didn't buy into her argument. He said that she, in quote, had some demented thoughts to justify squatting in the home. Because unfortunately for Tamika, the law doesn't work on vibes. It doesn't work on technicalities you just invent out of thin air. And it definitely does not work on the idea that if ownership looks complicated, you just get a free trial period for a mansion. Like, hello, what's going on here? So obviously, once those arguments fell apart, the case started being about intent. And that's where her own behavior came to haunt her. Because while all of this was dragging on, Good was over here making TikToks in the house, documenting everything. So a whole bunch of the prosecution's case ended up coming from Good's own TikTok videos, where she openly showed herself entering and exiting the property.
And see, that's the difference between this situation and the other situation. This situation was a criminal case, breaking and entering. Okay. The other case, the lady was more manipulative. She originally moved in under an Airbnb situation where she was required to pay for a certain period of time. And she was able to finagle that into something that lasted months. So that's the difference between the two cases. One was more of a landlord-tenant issue, making it civil, as opposed to this case, which made it criminal. They just won't get it, will they? They just won't get it. Okay, come on, start back up now.
posing with it and treating the mansion like it was hers. So when you think about intent with a case like this, the question is, did the person knowingly occupy the property? Were they exercising control over it? Were they acting like the owner? And Good answered all of those questions herself on camera. Great job. Essentially, she is her own defense attorney and the prosecutor against herself all at once. I mean, well played. But finally, on January 22nd, Tamika Good was found guilty on all counts of trespassing and breaking and entering. She was sentenced to 90 days in jail and fined $500, which is crazy low. That really does not decentivize people from doing this again. Free rent for 9 months. And
think about it. He breaks it down, but you sit there for 9 months for free, and all you got to pay is $500 to get out of jail. What's wrong with our system? What is the problem with this? Oh my God, this system is so screwed up. This was never designed to benefit squatters. These laws were not instituted in order to benefit squatters. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, this law originated from slumlords not taking care of their properties. That's where this originated from. But this is just something totally different. This is something totally different.
a beautiful mansion, 90 days of also free rent in a less optimal place to be in, though. I feel like if you have enough problems, that almost sounds like a win. And the fine for $500 could just essentially be your rent for that whole year. 9 months free, 3 months also free, but in a jail facility. So that's a full year of free rent right there. Or well, a full year of rent for $500. It's like $40 and some change a month to live in a mansion. And then, you know, multi-million-dollar house, multi-million-dollar facility. They're both expensive places. One less ideal, obviously. I don't know, man. But either way, she was arrested right there in the courtroom. And apparently there was also a second person living in the mansion named Corey. So that's interesting, but he didn't even show up for the court hearings. So more than likely, though, that's probably because he also had an unrelated warrant, which he ended up being arrested for as well.
So Corey, her man, he didn't even show up for the court proceeding. It's not funny, but it's funny. Because these young ladies doing too much, and the dudes is just getting away scot-free. If this dude didn't have another outstanding warrant outside of this situation, he'd have just walked away. Left her holding the bag. When they gonna learn? When are they gonna learn? If you're gonna do something, do it on your own. Why would you have some dude with you and you taking all the heat? None of this makes sense to me. Just weak-minded, perpetrating a strong woman doing weak shit. This is ridiculous.
This dude couldn't even show up to court because if he did, he would be arrested for something entirely different. Like, awesome, guys. Why are you committing more crimes if you already have warrants for your arrest? But when Tamika was questioned by a reporter, she lashed out and told him to get out of her face. So that's cool, I guess. I feel like the homeowners would probably respond, get out of my house. But at this point, her entire plot just fell apart.
Judge John C. Moffitt gave remarks before he made the ruling, telling Good she had some demented thoughts to justify squatting. The prosecution replied, "This is frankly nuts." Good was found guilty on all counts of burglary and breaking and entering and immediately sentenced to 90 days in prison.
I think the District Court of Maryland did the right thing today.
Ian Chen, a 19-year-old living with his parents in a neighboring house to the home Good occupied,
Shout
brought
out
the case
to
before a
Ian.
Maryland commissioner's office because he said he wanted to take back the neighborhood from criminals.
So at least there's kind of a happy ending to the story. But I mean, this is the second time I'm covering something this crazy in the same area in like, what, 2 months? So how does this happens so often. But apparently in Maryland, squatting often isn't even treated like a crime, at least not at first. In most cases, police are told to step back and let the courts handle it as a civil dispute, especially when the property is vacant or tied up in foreclosure. So clearly, she did know a thing or two when it came to selecting the house. But either way, you can't TikTok your way into home ownership unless you make a whole bunch of money from TikTok and you actually buy a home yourself. You can't just break into someone's house and make a whole bunch of TikToks acting like you live in the house and now suddenly you live in the house. Doesn't work like that. Sorry about that. But hey, other than that, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, drop a like.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But I just told you. She got out of jail. She posted $500 and went back to the house. You just went to jail for being there, but you go back to the house that you went to jail for. But now let's see how mainstream media reports on this. I have an article from Fox News, I believe it is. Fox Baltimore, actually, that I'm going to share with you. And this is a beautiful home, by the way. Good Lord. So it says here, squatter arrested, guilty on all counts for occupying a $2.3 million Maryland home. And here's the home right here in the corner. Now, I'm going to skip that video there because the same one is further down. Excuse me. Silver Spring, Maryland. For more than 9 months, a multi-million-dollar home in Bethesda stood at the center of a legal and emotional battle. One that neighbors, witnesses, and prosecutors say should never have been allowed to escalate. That case, and the 19-year-old William and Mary college student who filed charges, was heard Thursday afternoon in a Silver Spring district courtroom where accused squatter Tamika Good was found guilty on all tried counts of trespassing and breaking and entering. She was sentenced to 90 days in jail and arrested in court. Good denied her guilt to the court and Spotlight on Maryland. They may not want me in the neighborhood, but what they're doing is guessing, she said in court. They're trying to dispose of me. Huh? Nobody called you garbage. You're just not supposed to be there. My goodness. Judge John C. Moffitt said Good had some demented thoughts to justify squatting. Kevin Risch, an assistant state's attorney for Montgomery County, said, if you want to live somewhere, you have to live there lawfully. In December, Spotlight on Maryland's first reported allegations that two individuals had unlawfully taken over a $2.3 million home in one of Montgomery County's most affluent neighborhoods last summer. What followed, according to witnesses, was months of fear, frustration, and a slow grind through a legal system critics say is unprepared to confront modern squatting. So I guess now it's modern to squat. Don't ask me what modern squatting is. I guess it's the laws that protect them more than they protect the property owners. This has entirely gone on too long, one witness told Spotlight on Maryland, requesting anonymity for safety reasons. So these people were literally scared for whatever reason. And I could guess I could come to assumptions. It's a very affluent neighborhood. Chances are they felt in danger because it was probably a predominantly white neighborhood. And they see this young black chick walk in there driving her black Porsche and become very intimidated. Says Good is a self-described pro se litigation coach who frequently documents her life and legal battles on social media. In one TikTok video filmed with the Bethesda estate in the background, Good confidently declared, 2026 is going to be my year, framing the sprawling property as a backdrop for what she called a lovely year. Boy, she was full of herself. Let me share this video with you.
Let me just make this very clear. If you don't want to live a regular life, you can't be doing regular people shit. Point blank, period. There's no way around it. If you don't want to live a regular life, you can't be doing regular people shit.
Did y'all hear that? If you don't want to live a regular life, Lord Jesus. I'm going to play that again because the audacity of it all. Hold on just a second. Maybe not because it popped up on Instagram. And you know Instagram don't like to play. Wow. Unbelievable. Pulled up in a Porsche. Hoo-wee. So do dumb mess like twisted to get ahead. Exactly. Whatever happened to hard work? Whatever happened to that? The problem is that if you get it easy, you're not gonna value it. You're not gonna appreciate it. That's why a lot of these young folk don't appreciate nothing right now. Yeah, like it's meant. The video posted just weeks after Spotlight on Maryland began investigating the alleged takeover would later become part of a broader narrative, prosecutors say demonstrates Good's awareness and control of the property. So she pulled up, recorded everything, and pretty much proved the prosecution's case. Yeah. Basically, Millionaire's Code. She basically is saying, be a criminal. Be a criminal like me. Take it whether they want you to have it or not. Just take it. Don't work for nothing. 2026 is going to be my year. How'd that work out for you? Good grief. Hello, Lisa's World. So it says here, Good was formally charged months ago with multiple counts of burglary, trespassing, and other related offenses tied to the alleged squatting of the home. On Thursday, she represented herself after choosing to proceed without an attorney in the Montgomery County District Court. You know what they say about people that represent themselves. They got a fool for a client. How'd that work out for you, boo-boo? She previously failed to appear and filed several motions, which delayed proceedings. Exclusive footage obtained by Spotlight on Maryland shows Good leaving the Bethesda property in a Porsche Cayenne, shortly before 7 a.m. Thursday, an hour and a half before the scheduled 8:30 a.m. hearing. A license plate on the back of the vehicle read DOT exempt and for commercial use only. So she didn't even own the vehicle. That's interesting. I mean, can you imagine living in a mansion that big, just you and one other person? I'm sorry, that's too much. It's beautiful, but I need some grandkids running up in there. I need some family over there. I can't be in that big old place by myself. No, I'm good. Inside the courtroom, Good repeatedly argued that ownership of the foreclosed property was unclear. She claimed that because no single bank was clearly identified and a no trespassing sign wasn't posted, she could not be certain she was unlawfully present. Heifer, if your name ain't on the deed and you don't have a rental agreement of any kind, then you're unlawfully present. That's crazy. Risch rejected that argument outright, Risch being the prosecuting attorney. I know who doesn't own the property, and that's Tamika Good, he said in court. This isn't some vacant, abandoned, way out in the woods house. After hours of testimony, hello, Lisa. After hours of testimony and argument, Spotlight on Maryland attempted to speak with Good during the trial's lunch recess. When asked why she had taken over a $2.3 million home, Good said, "I'm not talking to you." Exactly, Millionaire's Cove. Millionaire's Cove said she wanted her TikTokers to think she was living the soft era life, the good life, thinking she got it like that. That didn't last long. Pressed further on whether she believed her actions constituted a crime, Good responded tersely, "No, get out of my face." Belligerent on top of it. Let that sink in. No, get out of my face. Wow. For those who say they were directly impacted by the alleged squatting, the courtroom proceedings offered little comfort. A witness who testified in the case and who asked not to be identified described the 9-month fight. 9 months. 9 months. As almost a year of terror, blaming not just the defendants but the state itself. Now keep all that in mind, because I'm a firm believer that yes, there's a purpose for state government and federal government. Federal government should have something to say about all this. They should be able to interject when the state can't keep up with what's going on with the things that's going on in their state. That's just my own opinion. And considering that we have a president that's all about law and order, you would think that he would be down for that. There were supposed to be laws passed that fixed these things, the witness said. They don't want to. This is a crisis lawmakers need to address. Once again, if the state can't handle it, doggone it, federal government, there should be a blanket law pertaining to this issue nationwide, not by state, but nationwide. That's how I feel. Lisa Bruno said, people bother me. I break my butt to make sure my rent is paid, and people are just breaking into mansions and other places living for free. How do these people sleep at night? Clearly, they sleep well because they have no conscience. It's sad. Says here, Maryland lawmakers have debated squatting related reforms in recent sessions, but critics argue enforcement gaps remain, particularly in cases involving vacant, foreclosed, or bank owned properties where possession can become legally murky. The Bethesda case has now become a flashpoint in that debate, raising questions about how long alleged squatters can remain in high value homes while cases slowly move through the courts, and what prosecution or what protections exist for surrounding communities. Hell, if breaking and entering, that's a criminal act. That's a criminal act. If you cannot present verification that you are entitled to be on that property and you are there in that house, in that property, then dadgummit, it's breaking and entering. But see, we got too many rules and regulations in these states. Cops don't want to step over, and they want to leave it up to the state to work it out. No. She broke the law. So it took a 19-year-old boy to step in and say, bunk this. Ian Chen, a 19-year-old who lives with his parents near the $2.3 million home, brought the case that ultimately led to Good's conviction. I felt it was my civic duty to do the right thing, to file these charges, and then to ultimately bring her to justice here today, he said Thursday to Spotlight on Maryland. Fear also motivated him when he learned the squatters were living nearby. I was pretty scared, Chen said. All of us in our neighborhood were. We have a lot of elderly folks who were afraid to even go to sleep at night because they were worried that someone like Tamika or Tamika herself would break in and be living in their house and refuse to leave. So we were all pretty afraid that we could be the next victims of this. The occupancy battle is not over. The second alleged occupant of the home, Corey Pollard, the boyfriend, who ain't nowhere to be found, didn't show up in court, got arrested later on something totally unrelated, so he's a criminal anyway. Outstanding warrant. But you living your best life, and you gonna be on top in the year 2026 with a bum left you holding the bag. Boo Boo Kitty, you are stupid. The second alleged occupant of the home, Corey Pollard, was also scheduled to appear in court on Thursday, but did not attend. Imagine that. According to court records, Pollard was recently arrested on an outstanding unrelated warrant. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So it brings me back to accountability. Yes, the people that are doing these things are to be held accountable. I feel that way, at least. But it just doesn't make sense how they're able to manipulate the system in such a way that it drags on for so long, and the people that suffer the most in some cases are the actual homeowners when there's homeowners involved. In this case, it was the bank. So now let's stop pretending this is just local. Lisa Bruno says, it's crazy how they get away with it for so long. They probably hop from place to place for years not paying a dime. That happens a lot. That happens a lot. Millionaire's Cove says, a hot mess, I say. The state definitely needs to fix this law ASAP. But what happens if the state don't fix it? Don't you think that maybe the federal government should hold some accountability as well? Should there not, and maybe I don't, see, I don't profess to be an expert. But I would think that federal laws could be a blanket law covering every state, just like other major crimes. Doesn't matter what state you live in, some things get the same treatment because of the federal statutes. Exactly, Millionaire's Code. So what's next? People's cars? Exactly. I'm curious where that car came from that she was driving. Oh my goodness. So this is where I feel that Trump has often considered himself to be a law and order president. So something should be done on a legal level. I mean, a federal level. But we're not hearing about this because we got all this other stuff going on. You know, all this other stuff that doesn't directly impact us. It's more of a cover up to protect him and other, but that's a totally different life. It's crazy. But let's be clear, no title transfer occurred. No adverse possession ruling took place. No federal involvement. No presidential authority in this case. Nothing. This is Maryland law. And it's dragging. Should eviction timelines be expedited for bank-owned property? Should legislatures respond? The wheel is turning too slowly. And this is not just in the state of Maryland. This is in every state. And if you've got an issue in every state and the states are not meeting the needs of their constituents in that state, who should then step in? I'm just saying. Let me share my video. This is this is actually pretty comical. And like I said, I'm not going to hold y'all up too much tonight. I just wanted to share this story with y'all because this seems to be an ongoing issue. Hold on just a second. Okay, where is it?
Get out my face.
Ma'am, why are you in a $2.5 million property?
After months of delays, Good was convicted on all counts on January 22nd, sentenced to 90 days in prison. Pollard continues to face extradition for multiple vehicle theft-related crimes in Pennsylvania. 11 days later, Good was released on appeal on February 2nd after posting a $5,000 cash bond. Activities in the house started again soon after her release.
So it wasn't 500, it was 5,000. One thing stated 500, the other said 5,000. Either way it goes, she got off pretty easy. Hello, Donna.
For days, a woman wearing similar shoes and green pants was seen moving in and out of the alleged Bethesda squatter home.
That's her. She got out of jail and she's seen walking up to the house. That's nerve. That's a lot of nerve right there.
We spoke with Alex Webster about his client.
Little old Alex. I don't think Alex is nobody's attorney. Little old Alex here looked like he's about 18 years old, just moved out and found a suit to put on. But I'll let you be the judge. Check this out.
Look, there's a question. It's really the number one question on everybody's mind. How would your client, Ms. Tamika Good, get inside a $2.3 million property?
Cut. I don't know if I can answer that.
Cut. I don't know if I can answer that. Cut. I don't know if I can answer that. You're her attorney, aren't you? Don't he look like he's about 12, 13, 14 years old? She done found some little cousin of hers to get up there and say, I'm her attorney. And didn't even know how to answer the doggone question. Lord have mercy. Let's go.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Let me roll that back. Let me roll that beautiful bean footage. Where'd it go?
Allegedly.
He said allegedly. Let me go back here.
Cut. I don't know if I can answer that. Allegedly.
Question. I want to hear the question. Let me go further. Now, here we go.
Squatter home.
Walking up.
We spoke with Alex Webster about his client.
Look, there's a question. It's really the number one question on everybody's mind. How would your client, Ms. Tamika Good, get inside a $2.3 million property?
The question was, how did your client get inside a $2.3 million property? Seems like a simple enough question. Yeah. Sounds simple enough to me.
Cut. I don't know if I can answer that.
But I don't know if... Cut. Cut. Are you rolling still? I don't think I can answer that. I don't know if I can answer that. Allegedly. She had the keys, the locks changed, Mr. Phillips. She had the locks changed. And yes, he does look like a car salesman.
Allegedly. Can I cut?
We're
Rolling.
we're rolling, my friend. Yeah.
He looks like a deer in headlights. Thank you, sweetie. He looks like a little deer in headlights. And she done convinced his little narrow tail to get up there and do an interview with someone without an answer. This is hilarious. I guess she ain't living her best life no more, because it's the best she could find in terms of legal advice. But ain't she supposed to be some kind of a legal counsel of some kind, something. Wow. Wow. He's stuck. He's stuck like Chuck. Oh God. Oh my goodness. He's stuck like Chuck. He don't know what to say. He's got to be embarrassed. He's got to be.
All right, can you re-ask the question?
Sure, absolutely.
Can you re-ask the question? You couldn't answer it the first time. These kids are different. That's my whole perception on this. These kids are different. And when I say kids, I'm saying that not little kids. I'm saying these young people. He ain't no lawyer. Millionaire's Cove, he ain't nobody's lawyer. He's cousin Pookie. Pookie's the only one that could fit the suit. She got cousin Pookie. Oh, remember, she's 19 years old. She's 19. She's a college student. She didn't let them book smarts go to her head, but it didn't go to... She hired cousin Pookie because he could fit the suit. Okay. Here we go.
So the number one question on everybody's mind is how your client, Miss Tamika Good, got into a $2.3 million.
I bet them glasses don't even... I bet them glasses aren't even readers or prescription. It's just something to look smart. You went and got some glasses from Woolworths. Or knocked out the plastic so he don't have to, Jesus. He just wanted to look smart. He didn't fit the mold.
Property.
Well, Miss Good did her research. She found out that a certain property was under the control of a certain group, and that there was a title issue. Due to the title issue, she was able to assume the property under squatters' rights.
Wait a minute. Squatters don't have rights. Do you understand how stupid that sounds? There was an issue. Let's back it up. There was an issue. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. She found out. Here we go.
We found out that a certain property was under the control of a certain group.
The property was under the control of a certain group. Okay. Would that be the bank? Bless him, Lord. Bless him, Lord.
And that there was a title issue.
A title issue. That means it was under foreclosure. There was a title issue. The issue was that it was under foreclosure. The previous owner foreclosed on the property, didn't pay their mortgage, so it went back to the bank. There's the issue. The bank is the title holder.
Due to the title issue, she was able to assume the property.
Because of the title issue, she was able to assume the property. Lord have mercy. Under squatters' rights. Because of a title issue. In other words, because the house was in foreclosure, she had the right to move in under squatters' rights. Squatters don't have rights. There's no such thing as squatters' rights. Lord.
under squatters' rights.
So in Maryland, there isn't a particular squatter right. Am I missing something?
Oh, the reporter got him. There's no squatter rights in Maryland. Am I missing something? Oh, he looks like a deer in headlights, don't he? He said, there's no squatters' rights. What? Did nobody tell me that one? That lying heifer, she told me there was squatters' rights. Got me up here wearing this suit. I was trying to kick it and play my video games at home. I'm doing her a favor. Got me wearing this suit and these fake glasses.
Well, it's not a particular squatter's right, but it's known as squatter rights.
It's not known as squatters' rights. What happened?
Who knocking, me or you? Me. Go knock. Y'all ready?
Let's see what happened toward the end of that video. It went black. Maybe it was supposed to. Yep, that was it. That's a doggone shame. I hope his mama don't see that. I'd be so embarrassed if that was my child. I would be so embarrassed. Hello, nephew. Millionaire's Cove said moving into a foreclosed home under squatters' rights is generally illegal and constitutes criminal trespassing. Exactly. As ownership transfers to the bank or a new owner. When a house goes into foreclosure, it goes back to the bank. Exactly. Now, if he did have any kind of legal future, it's gone. It's gone. Po baby. His cousin, she convinced him to put that suit on and them fake glasses and pretend that you're a law student or you're an attorney. Squatters' rights. If you knew the law, you would know for sure that there's no such thing as squatters' rights. Wow. Well, this is for sure. This story shows just how quickly local procedure becomes a national narrative, because I honestly believe that this is a national problem. This is not just happening in one or two states. This is happening nationwide. And every single state is running into the same legal barriers. So what is the federal government supposed to do about that? They do anything else they want to do, don't they? They can redact files, redact names out of important documents that shouldn't be redacted, or not redact names that should be redacted. They can do anything they want to do, but they can't do nothing about this. Nah, I'm sure they can. But one thing is for sure, it shows how perception can influence politics. And if enough people open their mouth and start yelling to the federal government, not just your state legislatures, because clearly that's where the problem is. Who's to say? So, but anyway, excuse me. I really appreciate y'all stopping by tonight, though. I told you this was going to be a short live, but I'm sure that this won't be the last. This will not be the last live that we do on this issue because something tells me we're going to hear some more about it later. So I appreciate everybody coming by tonight and hanging out with me. Just kind of giving a little different something to talk about, even though we did talk about Trump a little bit, but he's not the focal point. Understand? So let's see. Lisa says they have the right to stay in a house for nothing, but we don't have the right to grab them by the collar and throw them out. Exactly, Lisa. See, that's where my head is at. But in this particular case, there was no family staying there or owning the property that could come in and say, no, you're going to get the hell out of my house. Because when we covered this last DC squatter situation, we all pretty much took the same we took the same concept. You're not staying here, and I'm not waiting for no court to throw you out. That's not gonna happen. But you gonna get up out of here. I heard one content creator, Funky Dineva, he talked about this briefly. Funky Dineva said, shoot, if I had a rental property, I'd go to the local pet store and buy up all the roaches and crickets and other little creepy crawly things and throw them in there and run them out of there. But he had to rethink it because then they could tear up the house. But other people are facing this same issue. People that literally own their homes. And this generally happens to rental properties. They happen to rental properties or Airbnbs, as in the case of the DC squatter. Okay? And you're not living there on a daily basis. And this is what squatters do. They take advantage of the fact that nobody is physically living there. Okay, Millionaire's Cove says Georgia has passed a law for squatters to 3 days to produce a lease or you get arrested if not. But see, I think like they ought to be able to produce it on the spot. If the homeowner can show verification that, hey, I own this, there is no rental agreement, go. It's time to go to jail. I'm not giving nobody 3 days. You getting out now. Point blank, period. This law makes unlawful squatting a crime. If someone cannot provide a valid signed lease within 3 days of a citation, they face arrest and potential jail time. But you know what else that provides? It provides the people that are squatting time to be vindictive. See, if somebody's busted, this is where the law becomes a problem. If someone comes along and says you're not supposed to be here in this house, and the law says you got 3 days to prove that you can be here or else you got to go to jail, what you think they gonna do within those 3 days? They gonna leave because they don't have proof. You see what I'm saying? You don't give the criminal time to do more criminal shit. If you got people squatting in your house and you give them 3 days, what do you think that the criminal is going to do? They're going to do one of two things. They're going to try to forge up some fake document, or since they don't have time to do all that, they're going to tear that house up and leave before they can be arrested. Millionaire's Cove said adverse possession misconception. While it is a legal concept, squatters must live in the property for 20 years or 7 with color of title. Huh? Okay, that makes entirely no sense to me. Adverse possession misconception. While it is a legal concept, squatters must live in the property for 20 years. Why would I let somebody live in my property for 20 years? Or 7 with color of title. In Georgia, to claim ownership. Well, if I know enough Georgians, I know they ain't gonna be down for that. Cause I'm not gonna let Pookie and Nene, that's been kicking it in my house, have another day in my house. And I don't want to have to put my hands on them. But they gonna get up out of my house. And you're not gonna tear up my shit either. Which people have done. When you go to evict somebody, what does a lot of people do when they're evicted? Especially if they're mad at the rental property owner. I'll fix them. I'm gonna tear this house. I'm gonna tear up this place and leave. Please. Adverse possession misconception. While it is a legal concept, squatters must live in the property for 20 years or 7 with color of title in Georgia to claim ownership. They ain't gonna live 20 years in my shit. I'm sorry. They would destroy it. Well, this here is really a stupid law. I hate to put it like that. It's not practical at all. 7 to 20 years as a squatter. Oh, if you live there long enough, then you can claim the house. Ain't nobody gonna live that long. I'm sorry. Nope. Method to claim ownership. They got to live first to be able to claim it. That's how you fix that. Run them out of there. Go move in. Move in with them. Seclude them to one room. Oh, there's ways to get them out of there. There's ways to get them out of there. But there should be no method for them to claim ownership. If they didn't pay the mortgage, they don't claim ownership. I don't care how long they've been there. I don't understand that law at all. I don't know who came up with that one, but that's crazy. That's crazy as hell. Not one day, Mr. Phillips. Not one day. Sorry about that. Yep, not one day. Nope. Well, they'll be out in an hour or less. An hour or less. That's how we do it. Okay. So far, it's been less squatting going on lately, but who knows with these cray-cray people. It was enforced in 2024. Well, I got a better solution. We don't have to wait that long for them to claim anything. They will never claim it. They ain't gonna live long enough to claim it. You gotta get there to claim it. See if you make it out that door. Unless I'm throwing you out that door along with all your crap. This is where the the legal system has become so convoluted. We didn't have this problem back in the day. Absolutely. My peace be still. We didn't have these problems back in the day. People were not coming to stay in somebody's house and you couldn't get them out of there. And if they refused to leave, you got them out of there. All it took was a couple of cousins and a pit bull. I bet you get up out of there then. I'm just saying. But anyway, I know I shouldn't go off like that. I'm not a violent person. And with that said, I'm getting off before I say something else. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope that this was interesting enough for you tonight. Anybody that didn't hit the like button, hit the like button on your way out. If you're new to the channel and just chilling in the bushes, hit the subscribe button. It don't cost you a thing. Just like the like button, they both free. So with that said, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And stay safe. Don't let no squatters in your house. Please. Y'all peace out. I'm gone. Bye.
Hey there, my kinfolk. Thanks for stopping by. Auntie Mickey's house, where we reach for the sky. Every comment and smile, you make my heart glow. Together we're strong, together we grow. From gossip to politics, we cover it all. Sharing laughs and thoughts, having a ball. Your support means everything that I know. Feels like family here in this sweet show. So let's keep it flowing, keep the love alive. Every moment together makes me thrive. You're more than viewers, you're my kinfolk. You see, my gratitude runs deep as the sea. Thank you for being here, for sharing your time with each comment, with each rhyme. You're my kinfolk, my family, my crew. So much love to all of you. Turn up the camera, let's make it bright. Your support lifts me up, takes flight.